First, I'm really deeply touched by all the comments I hear from fellow legislators and also from the youth. I don't think 10 years ago we would hear the same things. So it's incredible the progress that's happening, and we need to keep going and keep with the progress. I will mention a couple of bills, and then I'll talk a little bit more about climate change. I'll mention House Bill 5251, which is an act prohibiting the possession and trade of shark fins. So that bill is alive. However, it's got exemptions, and I'll mention the reason why I'm mentioning this bill is apex species and keystone species are detrimental to the balance of our marine ecosystems. So it's very important to think about our marine species. That bill needs some change of language. It's got 2 exemptions for specific types of sharks, so if we don't change the language, then I'll have to kill my bill. I'm new here, and I've just learned about that. So this is, I think it's the way to go in any case. We've got House Bill 7294, which is 7346, which is an act prohibiting the use of certain organophosphates. So there were a couple of bills about soil restoration, and we definitely need to bring it back to the table. But one of the most studied substance in the US, and many experts have said that it should be removed from the market. So that's for that, and we hope it goes further and passes the floor. We've got an act concerning the procurement of energy derived from offshore. So I'm going to start talking about climate change and the oceans. The oceans are climate regulators. You will not hear this in a lot of conferences and forums about climate change. Do not focus on oceans. Oceans are climate regulators. So to talk about energy cost versus energy efficiency, but energy cost, we have an amazing plan that is about offshore wind. So putting an offshore wind farm in the Atlantic. It's a great project. But there are details that we need to pay attention to. It will reduce the cost of energy. I think per kilowatt, we would go from something around 9 cents to 7 cents. So that's definitely bringing down the cost. However, the environmental cost needs to be scrutinized. If we don't pay attention to the way or the techniques that we use when we develop green energy, we might not be developing green energy. So we need to make sure that not only we protect the environment, and like it was said before, we have 12 years to drastically change things. So if we were to harm the ecosystems in the North Atlantic and, for example, cause huge amount of sound, of noise, the North Atlantic right whale could potentially be in danger. We only have 411 North Atlantic right whales left. The reason why the whales are so important is they're like the gardeners. They're the gardeners of the seas. What they do is they eat plankton, but they also enable plankton to multiply. And there's 2 types of planktons. There's phytoplankton and zooplankton. That's plants and animals. The phytoplankton nourishes or feeds basically the zooplankton. And what is the zooplankton? It's our crustaceans, it's our fish. So by harming the whales, we could harm the rest of the ecosystem. And if we lose the whales, we might actually potentially have a fisheries collapse. So moving forward, we know that there are different ways of doing things, so we need to make sure that our administration, our agencies, and all the legislators are together in this, and that we make it green. And not only that, but this would work right with the labor. We could create hundreds to thousands of jobs. So I just wanted to bring the attention on this because I think it's determining to our future. And that's it. If I heard if the oceans die, we die, is actually a quote also from Paul Watson, who was a co-founder of Greenpeace and also the founder of Sea Shepherd Conservation Society. He will be coming to the Capitol on the 23rd of May. All right.